Good morning, everybody. Welcome on this very beautiful, sunny but very windy day. I'm assuming you can all still hear me. I mean, I'm pretty loud, but yeah, please excuse the noise from the wind. I just wanted to share with you what the community garden looks like at the moment. For any of you who haven't been past lately, super happy. I reckon this is probably the best it's ever looked in my time, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll get on with it and I'll show you around. So in here, one of the homeschool families has recomposted and replanted some corn a couple of weeks ago, and that started to come up. It's popping up in a few places, which is good. We got an extra line of retic put in here, so hopefully we will get enough germination of the corn to have those three solid rows, which will give us a better block. Although the corn that we did harvest from the 2 rows actually was pretty well pollinated, so that was really good. The purple sweet potato is looking good. The nasturtiums. And then in here I've also got some snake beans. Dragon fruit starting to look a little bit better now that we've got some water going to it properly and it's had a little bit of love. The button squash, look at these beautiful girls, they'll all need to be pollinated shortly. But yeah, the button squash has been amazing this year. It's certainly the best I've ever grown it. In along here is still where the corn is and the sweet potato. A few snake beans, the green ones at this point. That's probably the best I've ever grown the nasturtiums before as well. It's certainly the biggest and the brightest I've ever seen them here, which is good. Bit of Egyptian spinach. Sweet basil needs a bit of love and attention there. In here we've got, oh wow, look, some first flowers. That's some yellow nasturtium, some self-seeded tomatoes in here, some basil, the last of the carrots, some walking stick cabbage. It's a cross between a cabbage and a kale. It's in the brassica family and it'll sort of just continue to grow up really quite tall. I grew them at home last year and they probably got to nearly my height before the heat and the caterpillars kicked in. But yeah, you just eat the leaves. Quite nice. A rogue rosella, which is good because none of the others seem to have taken off or done much. So hopefully this one will be good. Some self-seeded beans. In here, look at the wall. Always wanted this whole fence line, just a big wall of green, and it's probably the best coverage I've had so far. The kale, the marigolds, this beautiful looking capsicum. It's only small, but gee, it looks good. In here there's green snake beans and the New Guinea bean. I planted those quite late, so hopefully we'll get a good crop out of those. In here we've still got some of the kohlrabi left. We sold most of it last weekend, so the rest of it will go next weekend. Some of the coriander's already gone to seed. It's flowering, so that's, I've got lots of coriander here, so the few that have bolted already is okay. It's really good bee food. The native bees that live here really like the flowers of the coriander, and then we'll harvest it all for seed later on. The red snake beans are fruiting now. There's quite a few of those. Got the loofah. Beautiful thing she is. The eggplants. We've harvested so many of these this year. Much better season for them this year after last year where they got too much shade from the cassava. But these have been getting picked very heavily on a fortnightly basis. We've got the Florida market, which is the black one, the black purple. That's a beautiful looking one. And then this end here is the Tai Long green, and they're always really, really popular. In here we've got some radish. The radishes have done really well this year. Nice little carpet of coriander. First tomatoes on there. They were supposed to be a cherry tomato, but they're not looking too cherry to me, so we'll see how we go. The other tomatoes here, That's the yellow pear cherry tomato. This bed here needs a bit of love. We pulled all the dakin radishes out a few weeks ago. We've put in some beetroot. I can't even remember what else, but most of what's in here needs to get ripped out and have some love. At the size of the chili here. Beautiful. This bed's looking a bit worse for wear now too. Most of the Asian greens that we had in here are now gone, and the dakin we've pulled out. But the chilies are looking really happy. We've had quite a fair bit of the chilies already picked as green ones. Over the back I did plant some beetroot a week or so ago, and they've started to pop up. The chilies in the corner there are looking pretty loaded, which is good. Still all green. But then what else in the corner? We've got some purple basil, the Thai basil. There's some garlic chives. I put some of those purple king beans in there as well, which have come up. The mango trees. I want to see photos of all of your mango trees. This is just amazing. The KP here is my later flowerer. And having a look, and I don't know if you can see them, and it's the same with the strawberry mango, which flowered a couple of months ago now. Every single branch has erupted with flower. So, you know, hopefully we're going to look at a really good mango season this year. But I'm keen to see what everybody else's mangoes are doing. At home, I'm not going to get any mangoes this year, but I sort of knew that already. The yellow paprika. The dill looking very happy. It's a self-seeded eggplant. I'm hoping it's the white one that we had in this bed last year, but I won't know until we get some fruit on it. There's a couple of radishes left in here still. Some self-seeded tomatoes. I've started picking the tomatoes now, which is good. Nice little tiny one. The mulberry trees that I've been really worried about. Obviously, they've just, you know, they are meant to be a deciduous tree, and obviously because we've actually had a winter this year, that's what's happened with these ones. So I've had a look yesterday and we've got buds everywhere. So, oh, there's a bit of a snack for me later. This bed here is mostly gone to seed. The red cos lettuce, people who harvested that said it was really nice. So I'll definitely be keeping some of that seed for next year. A lot of the coriander here is bolted. Some other lettuce, the marigolds. There's a random radish over there. And a cucumber that we've had a couple of little ones off so far. Look at this. I know the wind is going to get most of these, but still it's just absolutely chockers full. Every single part of this tree is in flower. Even where we've, you know, pruned it, it's shot off a tiny little shot and gone straight to flower. So I don't know that fruit on that'll hold, but we'll give it a go. Got a watermelon over there, over the back. Some Asian greens. This is where I pulled the turmeric from a couple of weeks ago. More garlic chives. The lemongrass. Got some more corn in here, and I think this might be the spigarello broccoli, which is you eat the leaves for this one. The zucchinis doing beautifully here this year. And then in here, yesterday I found a couple of Armenian cucumbers. They're the white cucumber that supposed to grow through summer, and I know St. Cecilia's actually did manage to grow it through summer last year. So yeah, she's looking beautiful there. Ooh, if you can see it. We've got the this is the chili coyote, or 7-year melon, or 7-year gourd I think it is, so it's a type of pumpkin. So many female flowers and almost zero males, so hopefully I can find a male today to do some pollinating. The black Russian cherry tomatoes, I got the first 2 off that yesterday. They're up the top there with my favourites. The East Indian clove basil and some of the Asian greens. It's all going to seed now. which, you know, I guess a lot of people would rip everything out once things go to seed. But it is really, you know, if you can afford the time and the space, leave them in. Because if you've got any native bees in the area, they will eat they will have a crack at them. And then obviously it produces your seed for next year. The African horned cucumbers, there are so many in here. Just every time you move a branch, a bush part, you see more. So chockers. We've been snacking on a couple of them at Kids Club, and yeah, the kids love them. The coriander, there's a bit of beetroot in there, and what looks like maybe a bit of rogue silver beet and some lettuce. The moringa. This mulberry's doing the same, it's full of buds. The Barbados cherry tree. And then in here, the subtropical area, the bitter melon just keeps growing and growing and growing. It's absolutely loaded. Spaghetti squash. I've got some massive spaghetti squash in here this year. There's some pawpaws in here as well. It looks like this middle section just does not want a pawpaw here, so this one's dying as well. I've got another one at home, so I guess I'll give it another go. But yeah, this spaghetti squash here is huge. But yeah, so they're beautiful. The banana, this is the happiest we've ever had the banana in this area, so it's looking good this year. The pineapples, I'm still undecided as to whether they're going to survive or not. Looks like we've got some new growth coming in, but we'll see. I planted a bottle gourd in the corner there. The Suriname spinach is not looking happy, so I guess it probably needs a prune. I'll have to look into that one. It's looked so beautiful in summer and it's not happy now, so all right, we'll come and have a look through the middle here. Look at this is just so beautiful. It's enormous. These petunias are just stunning. They were all grown from seedling. Yeah, beautiful big patch there. The Roma tomatoes starting to turn, so hopefully in a few weeks we'll be able to start picking those, but there's quite a few on here, which is good. Brazilian spinach, and then there's a bit of lettuce in there as well. In here we've got the silver beet, so lovely and green. Got a few beetroot that are still in here growing. Some marigolds, the green leaf amaranth. And we did plant some other things in here last week. I think I might have planted some cucumbers in here, but I can't remember. We'll have to see what pops up. The lemon tree, I noticed yesterday we've got our first flowers on it. It needs a bit of love. It's a little bit nutrient deficient, so I'll need to give it a feed and a good water. In here, the Asian greens have all gone to seed now. As you can see, we've got lots of seed pods on here, which is good for next year's crops. The rocket in here's looking great. And then my favourite looking eggplant here, the Rosa Bianca. Beautiful. I plant some coriander, marigolds, a little bit of beetroot. I planted some more cucumber seedlings in here. I wasn't convinced they were going to survive because they were very leggy. They weren't getting enough sun in the shade house. It looks like maybe half have survived, so I might have to replant those. Kale. The Baden's garden beds, the tomatoes are just looking fantastic now. Cherries are ripening nice and fast, so I'm sure the Kids Club kids on Tuesday will get stuck into those. But there'll be plenty again for open harvest by next weekend. Then all his Asian greens have gone to seed. We've got the new beds here. The cucumbers, I must have pollinated maybe 20 cucumbers on this yesterday. So it's very happy there. And then I've got some corn, some red lentils and some parsley. And then finally the big bed, it's just absolutely crazy. Got some massive zucchinis in here, and they'll be saved for seed. So the Kids Club kids will probably do those in the next couple of weeks. The English spinach has done really well. This is probably the best I've ever grown English spinach. The snow pea sprouts. Got lots of little capsicums in here as well. The Asian greens have all gone to seed. And then I've got lots of different varieties of eggplants just here. And we've got flowers, so hopefully we will have eggplants again soon. So that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the tour, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.